Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming, and this is the Walking Dead Road to Survival Melee Weapon Upgrade. So I want to give credit to the designer of this website. This is PETRAPOLL, and I'll put a link in the description as well. So one of the most common questions that I get is regarding weapon upgrades, and I got to be honest with you, I'm not great at it, but I'm going to go through this website, and some of you veteran players, if you know a little bit more that'll help people out, leave it in the comments below. I think just seeing it on screen is going to help a lot of you players out. So I'll go through and sort of go kind of category by category and tell you what you can get, and then it narrows it down as you get in higher levels. So we're going to focus on just melee weapons, which is going to be yellow and green. The next video we'll do the range, we'll do the red and the blue. So we'll kind of keep it simple. The reason this is important to me is because I'm actually going to be working on my green weapon upgrades very soon, because I need to get a little bit of defender. So there's basically four categories. There's going to be defender, there's going to be raider, there's going to be slayer, and there's supporter. Each one has multiple options. So you'll see some of these categories. And what's even more confusing is that in the multiple options, there's three different categories. There's a level 1, there's a level 2, and there's a level 3. Obviously, level 3 is more rare parts. You might not want to wait until you get all the parts to a level 3. If you really need to upgrade, go ahead and use some of your supplies to do a level 1. You can always break it down and upgrade it a little bit later. Now, with that being said, I'll break it down again. There's going to be normal and there's going to be crit. So we're going to talk about what happens if you don't have the extra items to increase your crit. It'll just be a basic weapon upgrade, which isn't bad. But if you're going with high level weapons like level 3, I would say save up until you get the crit items. So each time I go through this, and I'll tell you what these success rate items are and what the crit rate items are. So bear with me. Let's get started. We'll start on the far left column. So in the far left column, just think yellow weapons only. So go in and just think of some of the weapons that you may have, like the Jesus Blade or the ice pick, anything along those lines that you want to work on. So if you're going to add defender to it, which is the first category, if you use no crit, then you have a universal 1 or universal 2. These are the two options that you can get. So, and I'm actually going back and forth in the game, so I'll actually tell you a couple of the items that you can upgrade. So if we pull, give me 1 second. I'll go ahead and pull a defensive ice pick that you guys can't see. So if I go defender to the side, it's just going to be your regular items that you're going to go in, your sheet brass, a couple other things. But the success rate item, and it starts out about maybe 70% success rate without using another item. But if you use a baling wire, that'll get you to 100%. And with the universal stat, that means you get a chance to either get bonus defense plus 15% or bonus defense 15% when taking damage from enemies with less than 30% health points. So if you use the crit item, which is going to be your sandpaper, then you go to the next category over to the right, which would be universal 1. And you can see the stats are a little bit better. Now it's bonus defense plus 20 when health points are above 60. And then you can see the bottom one there, bonus defense plus 20 for 2 turns of every wave. It is random, so you can't pick which one you get, and that's what makes this a little bit bizarre. So let's scroll down and say you go up to a level 2 weapon. So if you want to scroll up to a level 2 defender, for example, then the items that you're going to need now, your success rate is a little bit less. It's probably about 55% if you don't use the item, but the super glue is what's going to get you up to 100%. So if you use 1 super glue, then you'll stay in the normal category, but it'll increase your success. You're guaranteed to get that. If you use the crit item, the spray paint, then you go to the next item over. So basic items there for level 2. Bonus defense 20%, bonus defense plus 20% when health points are less than 30. So it could be any of those 3 random things. So I know it's kind of hard to pick and choose, but that's a little bit of the gamble that you play. Maybe you get something and you got to break it down and do it all over again. The crit item, you still have a couple items here, but you got this melee option down here as well too. You have a chance to get reflect when taking damage, small chance to reflect 50% of the damage. So let's scroll down a little bit and we'll talk about defender level 3. So this is where it gets kind of interesting. So defender level 3, you're going to have the duct tape is going to be your success rate. So you got probably about a 35% chance, 40% chance. You add the duct tape, gets you to a 100% chance. And then your critical item is going to be your polishing kits. And I talked about that a little bit earlier. If you're going to go through a level 3 upgrade, you need to have a polishing kit in order to try to get that crit. So once again, we'll take a look at the left side. If you don't have the polishing kit, this is what your options are going to be. You got 4 options. Defense plus 30%. Defense plus 25% when hit points under 30%, and you can read the other 2. If you add the polishing kit, check this out. It narrows it down. You pretty much know you're getting something that's going to be strong for defense. Bonus defense plus 35% when taking damage, and check out these other 2 options. Reflect when taking damage better than better chance to reflect 80% of damage, and there's also the trait, which is absolute defense. When taking damage, a better chance to reduce the damage down to 0. So that gives you kind of an overview of what Defender is, levels 1 to 3. So the upgrade items are the same for each of those, so I won't go through those. I'm just going to scroll down and show you, kind of with Raider. Raider sort of the same thing. So Raider level 1, these are your options. If you don't use the crit, these are the normal things that you can get. It is very random. One of 2 options. If you use the crit, there are your other 2. When you get to level 2, now you have 3 options that you can get. If you use the crit, it narrows it down to the 2, plus you have a chance to get that melee item. Going down to Raider level 3. So Raider level 3, once again, duct tape is going to be your success rate. Polishing kit is going to be your crit. So if you don't use the polishing kit, you have those 4 options over on the left side. If you use it and you want the Raider trait, it's going to be bonus attack, or you can get random AP plus 20% to one team member at the beginning of each wave, or all team members receive plus 8%. All right, let's go down to Slayer. So Slayer, same thing, same 2 items we talked about before. All these melee items are going to be the same. It's going to be baling wire, sandpaper, super glue, spray paint, duct tape, polishing kits. So if you keep that in mind, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you. So if you want the Slayer option, these are the first 2, bonus crit. That's going to be for your walker stages, and maybe you want a strong walker team, but from my experience, the road maps have not been so hard that we really need to focus on this. You will see Slayer does have its advantages a little bit later on, but if you use the crit, there's obviously some pretty good crit bonuses there. Let's go down to Slayer level 2, bonus crit plus 20%, crit again, so on and so forth. Let's go down to level 3. So level 3, the only thing that I would say is this trait down at the very bottom. If you add the polishing kit to it, you have a chance for party healing. Heal all team members with 20% health points at the beginning of each wave. But still, these are mainly, they're mainly walker weapons. So moving forward to Supporter. So Supporter, we'll go through your levels of Supporter, and this is going to be a little bit of each. You can have a little bit of walker benefit, or you can also have some support, which is going to be like a stronger defense as well too. So take a look at your first 2 options. Bonus healing, when healed, gain 25% more health points. Universal number 2, random defense plus 15%. If you add crit to that, you can see random heal. Heal 1 team member for 20% at the beginning of each wave, and random attack plus 20% to 1 team member for 2 turns each wave. Go to level 2. Level 2 is going to give you the bonus heals here, and if you look at your crit over here, attack down's an option, but check out this one. The melee heal. When taking damage, small chance to heal 1 team member for 10%. So even some of those items would be good for walker stages. There you can see that's a very good rating trait right there. If you take damage, you get a chance to heal somebody for 10%. So now let's go to Supporter, which is level 3, and these are the last 2 categories of the yellow weapons. You can see Universal, bonus heal. When healed, gain 80% more health points. So now you're narrowing it down to a little bit more when you get to Supporter level 3. It's a little bit more geared toward raids instead of the waves. There is still some randomness with the waves over with a normal, but once you add the crit, defense down when attacking, random heal when taking damage, and life leech. So all 3 of those are a little bit more beneficial if you're going to raid if you do add the crit to it. And those items are pretty severe, so you know it's going to take your, is it etching acid, I think, for the melee weapons? Let's check it out real quick, just so I can give you guys the right information. So it is, nope, it is spray paint, I think. Silver paint, sorry. So the spray paint is the one that's going to be the crit level 2. Silver paint is going to be the item that you use, which is going to get you the melee. The etching acid is going to be when we get to the ranged weapons. So let's take a quick look. We'll go down. I'm not going to read through line by line exactly. You guys can scroll back and watch the video. But we'll scroll up and talk about the green weapons. It's going to be exactly the same as far as your success rate, your crit rate. You can see left side, universal, gives you defense. Bonus 15%, less than 30%, and adding your crit is going to do all of the above. We'll scroll down, take a look at crit level 2, reflecting damage, and actually, you know what? Most of these are, at least the first couple are the same, but once we get down to trait, the trait's a little bit different. Defense down when taking damage, better chance to cause, minus 35%. So right now I'm just going to look at the things that appear to be a little bit different. So Looks like the melee is the same for crit level 2. Traits different. Yeah, I think all of these are the same until you get to the traits, which look like they're different for each one. Bleeding's the same. And there's a trait, stun when attacking, better chance to stun the enemies for 2 turns. And looks like the melee, you got a self-healing, which is a little bit different, and also teammate reviving. So you have a chance with that green supporter to revive a teammate. And it's a little bit risky because, I mean, that would be kind of what I would want, but you see the one above it, you might get that 80% health points beginning of each wave. So, yeah, you know, it's a lot of supplies in order to invest in something to take a chance at getting the revive. But if you're breaking down a lot of weapons, then it makes pretty good sense. So hopefully this will help you guys out. We'll read through it together and kind of, you know, put a little bit more of a staple on it, make it less and less confusing. Leave your comments below if you guys have upgraded some of your weapons and you can help some of these other players out. Definitely looking forward to that. In fact, I am getting ready to take one of my green weapons and we're going to go in and go Defender on it. So we'll scroll up and I'll show you guys what's going to happen here. So I'm going to go Defender and I'm going to put Crit. So it looks like it's going to be defense plus 35% when taking damage, but you also have that defense down when taking damage, better chance to cause 35% defense for 3 turns. So thanks everyone for watching. My name is Killshot. Give this video a thumbs up and let's help this community out and see what we can do to get some weapon upgrades and get some knowledge out to everybody out there. Thanks again. Peace.